Sorry about that. I'm ready to roll.
Hall of Famer Tito Santana, hoping to give.
Hello, hey guys.
Hello there, my very good friends, ATB and Tan, till 5.
Wedding my jeans, bro.
Hiya, children. I'm the notorious ATB. He's Till 510. We're Till 5 Wrestling, and we don't have any big, huge guests, but we do have Till 5 takes on JCW Lunacy because we love this show.
It's the best show in wrestling today.
Absolutely. And it starts off this week with Big Al abusing her power as the showrunner for the women. And she makes a weapons match against Danny Moe where only she can use the weapons.
Yeah, I loved that. That was very different. Very Russo-esque.
Yeah, and then when she's confronted backstage by Russo, she starts telling him, well, I've got photos. So I'm interested to see where this goes for Russo.
Yeah, I imagine that we're going to go into a deep fake or AI probably thing here. Where
Probably.
These AI images of Vince Russo.
Oh, my God. An AI Russo in clown paint, like smacking Big Al on the ass or something like that's what's coming. Now, one thing, speaking of people getting smacked on the ass, we did have the Ring Rat and Jeeves out here, but we didn't have Caleb Conley. And I'm kind of curious, where's Caleb at?
Where's Caleb at this week?
Where's our All-American Juggalo? Where in the world is Caleb Conley?
Well, we needed him.
We did, but we did have the return of Facade in a really fun six-man to win a shot at the North American Championship.
That was a happy surprise for me. I love Facade. I figured that was coming since we got Danny Moe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just figured it was a matter of time, but
I really enjoy Facade. So seeing him come back, I was excited about. And then also, we have the return of Madman Pondo.
Yeah.
As he takes on Christmas Mike.
Yeah, is that what they called him, Christmas Mike?
No.
Or Mike Claus or something? I don't remember. But
Pondo had a bloodbath with him, and it's not my cup of tea.
yeah,
Pondo will put it back
for me. They're just bleeding for the sake of it. I mean, that was a squash match. There was no sake into gutting the poor guy.
Yeah. Why'd you do that to Santa?
Hey, but Madman Pondo's fucking crazy, and I guess that's what they're trying to tell us.
Well, yeah, hopefully they'll have him die. Like, I know Jay was on Russo's show talking about they caught a lot of flack for that. So,
oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have to tone it back in order to continue down this great path they're on. But
yeah. Speaking of a great path, the entire episode was full of our new friend, Vito.
The old Vito, our good friend Vito, the Don.
We have Vito in a Italian street fight with cocaine.
Which I'm glad he finally got the opportunity to put some hands on cocaine.
Yeah, and he beat cocaine's ass.
Yeah, he did.
That was a fun one.
Dude, Vito's still pretty intimidating. Like he's still in good shape. He's as good of a worker as he ever was.
I was here with him last week too. Yeah. I know.
He does not age, man.
Yeah. We have him show up in the tag team titles match and fuck over my good friend Barnabas and his tag team, The Outbreak.
Now, we do love The Outbreak.
We do love The Outbreak. I like Barnabas more than Vito. You can keep Vito. He's meanie.
Vito was the nicest guy in the world. He said we weren't a Fugazi.
Well, this is true. We're not a Fugazi pod, unlike these other assholes.
Yeah.
Apparently, Too Tough Tony and Willie Mack now are Fugazi, though, because we're kicking both of them out. They're suspended because what? They were going to smack Jasmine on the ass? Look, she ended up interfering and costing them the match a couple of weeks ago. Every time that she gets a chance, she screws them over. They took out her backup before she got there, and sure enough.
Listen, man, you talk a lot of smack about Jasmine. You know?
Well, it's not my fault that Jasmine Sinclair has had this company like wrapped around her finger, and she's got her Sinclair Monster Corporation.
It's St. Clair. You know, Aaron, you've made this mistake every week since we've been doing JCW, and it almost feels like it's a slight at this point on the legendary Jasmine St. Clair. And I think I'll be making some phone calls this week. I think something needs to happen.
Great.
I think something needs to happen.
Can we get Mr. Happy with her?
Please, Mr. Happy, come to the show anytime, man.
Well, rounding things out with our Till 5 takes on JCW Lunacy 65 here. We have Mr. Anderson and James Storm in what was very reminiscent of an old school TNA brawl in the Impact Zone. And then that bastard Matt Cross shows up and fucks it up for everybody.
Well, we don't want the fucking old TNA rejects and the old fucking WWE discards in here, man. We are bad, ruthless motherfuckers. So we're going to take them out. This juggalo bullshit, they love James Storm, and everybody loves James Storm, but come on, dude. He had the spotlight, right? Matt Cross never got the spotlight that he fucking deserved, and James Storm comes onto the fucking indies, Matt Cross's show, and takes his fucking spotlight. And while we're at it, why did Mr. Anderson have a title contender match anyway? He just fucking got here.
Well, I mean, okay, but James Storm is a juggalo. He's been there from day one, just like Matt Cross. Why's he got to screw over James Storm?
My ass, man. No day one. You juggalos need to be grateful for Matt Cross. Grateful.
You know what I'm grateful for?
What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for our good friends at Stover's Liquidation, where they have liquidation and wholesale home improvement items with truckload quantities available at 481 Tulsa Road in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, 37830. You can call them at 865-523-4449. They're available in person from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. They're closed on Sundays. Sorry, not sorry. You can reach them online at www.stoversliquidation.com 24 hours, though. You can catch their whatnot sales every week. They're running their Facebook ads all the time. Just go over to Stover's Liquidation. Tell them Till 5 sent you. And, come back and see us.
That's right.
Now, you want to shit on Mr. Anderson showing up. Let's talk about the next mid thing that was Mr. Kennedy.
Now, I actually am a big Mr. Anderson fan.
I like Anderson.
I always have been. He's an asshole. I'm an asshole. You're an asshole. We all get along.
Yeah, I had an asshole hat that I wore all the time. At one point,
I have pro wrestling is real, people are fake t-shirt.
Yep.
I love Mr. Anderson. But before he was Mr. Anderson,
he was a Mr. Kennedy who ended up being very much a mid thing.
So he started out really hot. He debuted in WWE in 2005 with an undefeated streak. And real quick, he decided that Tony Chimmel's announcing was not good enough for him, so he was going to do it himself. And that is some of my favorite memories as a kid, man. Mr. Anderson had with his own microphone, that's good shit.
Yeah. Oh, the Mr. Yeah, that was a good time.
It's amazing. He was Eddie Guerrero's last match. That's an interesting stat. Then he'd quickly become U.S. champ by defeating Finlay and Bobby Lashley in a triple threat.
I do fondly remember his 2007 Money in the Bank win, and I really hated to see him losing it to Edge because the doctors had pretty much misdiagnosed his injury.
Yeah, that was the first big screw up for him. After the whole Money in the he definitely had a rocket strapped to his back. Even before that, he had an alliance with MVP. They were feuding with Kane and Undertaker on SmackDown.
Oh, was it Armageddon 2006? They had a tag team match against them?
Yes, they did. I think it was a Hell in a Cell match?
I don't remember if it was Hell in a Cell or not, but I remember it being fun.
Yeah, it was always
I
fun.
remember that rivalry between those four guys being fun.
Yeah, very, very, very much fun. After his whole injury, Money in the Bank debacle, he would go over to Monday Night Raw, and soon after that, he got suspended for steroids.
Yeah.
It happens, especially during this era.
Yeah, when he would come back, he would have a little bit of a rivalry with Shawn Michaels before filming.
But he lost almost every match.
Yeah. He went and filmed Behind Enemy Lines. He comes back from that, has issues with Randy Orton and John Cena backstage, supposedly.
That's the way the story goes.
Yeah, that's what we hear through the grapevine on the interwebs from all those marks and dirt sheets.
That's what the marks say. I don't know.
Well,
And that was
either way, he was released in 2009.
And that was the end of Kennedy.
Yes. Never accomplishing the main event spotlight that he seemed destined for. Maybe what he needed was a manager. Now, speaking of managers, here in a couple of weeks, we have our next live roundtable. If I can get the graphic to load.
Technical difficulties, till 5.
Yeah, none of the graphics are loading for me.
There we go. Oh,
What? Wrong graphic, Chief. There we go.
here we go.
We're going to have a roundtable with our friends, the Sharpshooters, talking wrestling with Palm Water and Amy. We're going to have representatives from WSN there. We're going to be there. It'll be a 4-way tournament determining who the greatest manager of all time was. I'm really interested to hear the argument of China being better than Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, that should be a really, really hard argument for somebody.
Yeah.
Now, arguably one of the top seeds.
Yeah, Paul Heyman.
That's right. A little bit of tanager time.
Tanager time tonight. So let's start in 87. He was working championship wrestling from Florida as Paulie Dangerously. That's where he got his start as a manager. And he would transfer to Continental Wrestling Association and manage Austin Idol and Tommy Rich to feud with Jerry Lawler. That's kind of his notable thing before then. He'd also manage Eddie Gilbert, and this got him noticed and got him a job with WCW in 89. Where he would originally come in managing the Midnight Express and also Mean Mark Callis for the Undertaker.
I do remember Mean Mark Callis and I think it was Sting for the U.S. title back in the day.
Probably.
With Paul Heyman and his Paulie Dangerously in his corner.
Yeah, he had the cool telephone. That was cool for the time.
Yeah.
And you really get to see that heel shit utilized when he starts managing in 1991 the Dangerous Alliance.
Fucking loved the Dangerous Alliance.
This is some of his best work, in my opinion. Maybe his best work.
I think that it's probably his best character work.
And we've talked about it a lot. Of course, the Dangerous Alliance is Larry Zbyszko, young Steve Austin, Bobby Eaton, and ravishing Rick Rude.
All some of the best wrestlers in the world ever.
No, we don't talk about Zbyszko enough in this era. He's a damn great worker.
He was. Well, he was a living legend even back then.
Yep.
And he was still working regularly for another
Still a living legend.
Yeah, like 10 years.
Yeah, I think he worked until the mid-2000s.
Yeah. Back to Tanager time, Paul Heyman. Sorry there, Chief.
Yeah.
Heyman would go on to ECW and be Paulie Dangerously, Paul Heyman.
Well, originally he would do the Paulie Dangerously stick, and he managed Sabu and 911. But real quick, he politicked his way to becoming the booker of ECW, so he wasn't.
Wait, what? Paul Heyman politic?
All the way to the top of ECW and did that for a while, so he didn't manage for like 10 years.
Yeah, and then when he did start managing again, he come into the WWF.
Young blue chipper Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, who he's managed throughout his career. Heyman would also he would end up turning on Lesnar to manage the Big Show.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that one. He did manage the Big Show, and
Survivor Series,
briefly Nathan Jones and Matt Morgan.
Survivor Series 2002. He
That's awesome.
It was also the same pay-per-view of the first Elimination Chamber.
20 years later, he would turn on Brock again to join Roman Reigns.
And that seems to be kind of the thing for Paul. He turns on whoever he needs to follow the world title.
Well, he did it once again because now he's got the vision. Is that correct?
Well, he's trying to get the world title back now with the vision.
Well, that's his new.
Yeah. Pepsi Phil has built.
So he's still rolling. He's one of the few managers in the bracket that's actually still rolling at a high level.
Yeah, and he's taking on Terry Runnels in the first round, who is a highly underrated performer.
Terry Runnels is a great dark horse for this tournament.
Yeah. Now, a person who's been a dark horse, and I hope to see great things out of him in 2006.
Yes,
he's recently returned to AEW. Tan, maybe you can help the viewers learn a little bit about Andrade El Idolo.
So Andrade started when he was very young in 2003, training and working Mexican indies. And in 2007, he would join CMLL as La Sombra, luchador. He'd move up the ranks very quickly and literally won every title CMLL had over the course of his time there. During that time, this is where I became familiar with him. He was also working in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Where he competed a lot in the junior division, of course, but also became an IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Which was really cool.
What era of New Japan was this?
This would have been around 2014, 13, 12.
So there's probably some good, Andrade Omega matches?
Yeah, there are some great Andrade Omega matches from that time when they were very young. There's some really great not Jushin Thunder Liger, good lord.
Ooh, is there an Andrade Ibushi?
I believe there is an Andrade Ibushi.
There's something for us to go
I may have to find that one for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to fact check that real quick because I'm not exactly sure about that one, honestly.
I mean, I like Andrade a lot, man. He's a hell of a worker. He tore it up in NXT for the WWE, and when he inevitably got released by the WWE, he would go to AEW, where me and you got to see him work like great matches more frequently. He ended up not accomplishing a lot during his first AEW run, but would really kick it in gear as he kind of ended his AEW run. He was burning it up through that continental class.
He went back to WWE in 2023, I believe, with a lot of momentum. And as it happens sometimes in both companies when you get lost in the shuffle, that momentum quickly fades.
Yeah, they kind of fucked around with Andrade over there.
Yeah.
And they released him, but then didn't give him an immediate release, so he popped up for a day, and now he's back.
Andrade's back in AEW now, as of right now.
As of
being back in WWE for the Royal Rumble. But Andrade's a great worker, man. He's got a great look. I think that Andrade is a very capable main eventer in this era of wrestling that we live in any company. I'm not really sure how WWE fumbled Andrade twice. The first time I was like, I get it, because it was during the pandemic and they didn't know how shit was going to go. Second time I was like, how did you fuck this up?
Well, yeah, I mean, Triple H had done the guy right in NXT.
His NXT run is magnificent. His matches with Johnny Gargano, man, come on.
Yeah, I think that everybody should sit back, relax, and enjoy some Andrade. Now, before we get into our final segment, I'd just like to give another quick shout out to our other sponsors at Green Hemp Company, because they're rolling in the foothills of the Smokies at 2560 East Andrew Johnson Highway, Suite 3 in Greenville, Tennessee. You can call them at 423-609-7138. They're open from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Sundays. Go see our good friend at Green Hemp Company and make sure to tell her that Till 5 sent you.
The fucking green hippies.
You know, was a big fan of Green Hemp Company.
Yeah, he loves them.
So, my pitch for our final segment here, Tam. What if John Cena became all elite?
Very interesting prospect, Aaron.
So, I say let him debut at Revolution 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Masked man in a hoodie and jean shorts cost Kenny Omega the world title match and unmasks as John Cena.
That would be really cool.
John Cena and MJF are now bros. They're complimenting each other. They're movie bros.
That would be really cool. That's the heel move the right way.
Yeah, they're movie bros. Like, they stop and take selfies as they're coming out and post it on Instagram or Twitter, what have you. MJF does, because Cena does the weird Instagram and Twitter stuff. But that first Dynamite, the Young Bucks are so upset at him being there and screwing Kenny over that they challenge Cena and MJF to a match that night. The Young Bucks lose to John Cena and MJF when Stokely Hathaway and FTR show up. And Dynamite ends as MJF and Stokely are hugging, and they're all in the ring together.
Like a new Horseman.
Oh, buddy, this is going to get even better.
Okay.
Because we're going to have to hate Cena in AEW. So we're going to have fun with Cena.
Oh, they will hate him automatically.
So, Collision. The first episode of Collision, we're going to have FTR and Cena beating up the Bang Bang Gang and picking up a win. The next week, we're going to go straight into Omega and the Bucks challenging MJF and FTR. Cena appears via satellite at this point and says that he really enjoyed Collision, so he may make it his new home, and he's taking this week off. MJF and FTR end up picking up the win over the Elite thanks to Stokely. So Collision opens up with John Cena coming out, and he says, you know what? I've never been a trios champion, and I'm going to be a trios champion.
Oh, my God.
So tonight, there's going to be a four-way match between 4 tag teams with John Cena as the referee. We're going to do the Outrunners versus the Spanish Announce Project versus the Acclaimed versus Brian Keith and Big Bill. Bowens is going to pin and Helico eliminate them. We're going to have Bill eliminate Truth Magnum. And then Cena's going to hit an AA on Keith and offer his hand to Big Bill and tells him to ditch Keith and team with Bowens. Max comes in complaining. Bowens hits the big boot. Cena raises their hand and announces the Cena Squad.
The Cena Squad. And it's Anthony Bowens and Big Bill.
They are now the Cena Squad. Now, mind you, this is AEW, and this is not going to be the full show. So you've got all the Callis family stuff going on, the conglomeration going on. But we're going to open up Dynamite with Anthony Bowens, Big Bill, FTR, John Cena, MJF, and Stokely Hathaway. And they offer a title for title. Any trio team willing to offer tag and world title shots, or any team willing to offer the Cena Squad a shot at their trios belts, will get tag and world title shots against FTR and MJF.
Okay.
Shane Taylor Promotions comes out. Shane Taylor loses to MJF, and then the Infantry win the tag team titles.
Interesting.
There's your first plot twist of this. We get to Collision, and of course, Cena Squad win the ROH Trios Tag Team titles. Tell me a more heelish thing than to see John Cena with an ROH title.
Yeah, that would be insane. I was trying to visualize that. I don't like the thought of that. That's worse than Jericho with one.
Well, Stokely informs Cena that FTR are taking a vacation until Dynasty, where they'll have their rematch for the tag team titles. Dynamite, Cena signs his first contract for a one-on-one match in AEW at Dynasty against Kenny Omega.
Perfect.
Now, part of the stipulation of this, as I've said, other things are going on. Brody King is getting the world title shot at Dynasty. If Omega wins, he will face the winner of MJF and Brody King at Double or Nothing. So we get to the next week of Collision. Cena Squad are going to defend their ROH titles against the MXM Collection and lose them because of Jack Perry.
Interesting.
Well, we've got Cena dealing with Omega and the Elite. Perry's going to pop in and fuck with him now. So, Dynamite, we've got Cena and Perry. They're still going at it. But the Elite show up and help him beat up John Cena. Or they show up to save John Cena.
Okay.
MJF loses his mind because nobody was there to save him when Brody King was attacking him. FTR was on vacation. Cena wasn't there. But he's not doing Dynamites.
I see where we're going.
Until Perry showed up. Do you see where we're going?
I think so.
Well, the winner of anyways, we get to Dynasty. MJF is going to lose or defeat Brody King, sorry. Cena's going to lose to Omega. And then the Callis family is going to attack him. As the Callis family is attacking, Callis reaches his hand out to Cena. Cena does the "you can't see me." And for that, he gets whipped around into a Rainmaker. Okada lays out John Cena to close out Dynasty. And Doyle and Davis proceed to powerbomb him through the stage.
Okay.
The next week on Dynamite, Cena via satellite challenges Okada and says that he's going to get the best John Cena that he's ever seen at Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing, we are actually going to let Cena pin Kazuchika Okada.
Wow. Does Cena whip out any crazy moves or anything in this?
No.
No.
No, because at this point, the Cena Squad has disbanded. It's fell apart. Cena doesn't care about him. He had his trios title reign. It was only a week, but he had it. Why does he care about him anymore?
Yeah, you don't care.
He has discarded them. Big Bill, we're going to let him join the Bang Bang Gang.
That should have happened from the get-go, I think.
Max and Anthony are going to reunite.
Once again.
By choice, reunite. And we're also going to have FTR win their tag team titles back at Double or Nothing and have Cope and Christian show up at the end of that match. So here's where Cena gets fun on his Collision, because Collision is the Cena show. If you notice, it was Punk's, now it's Cena's. So Cena debuts, Dynamite, there is a vignette of MJF and Cena celebrating their wins, and MJF presents a gift to John Cena. Cena's new gear. And all we see is like the light, kind of like Pulp Fiction.
Kind of like what they did with the Adam Cole stuff.
Yes. So we get to Collision, and Cena debuts his new gear, where he will be defending his Continental title every week. He is dressed almost like Kurt Angle. In a singlet, like he's got wristbands, but they've got wings on. Because now, not only is he Cena, but he's Super Cena.
He's an American hero.
Super Cena, the American hero, is going to defeat Shelton Benjamin. The next week, he's going to save Stokely from Copeland and Christian, and the show's going to end with a stare down with Edge and
Coperino.
Cena.
No.
The next week, we're going to let Cena and FTR defeat the Acclaimed and Shane Taylor. Wait. No, shit.
The
Sorry.
infantry and Shane
I
Taylor.
missed up. Yeah, it's the infantry. So the Acclaimed are going to confront Cena about the way that he discarded both of them. So Cena agrees to give the guys a rub because now he's Super Cena. So he'll team with them the next week. And they defeat Shane Taylor Promotions because of FTR. Dynamite 10 Fighter Fest is going to be Cena and FTR against Cope, Christian, and their mystery partner from Shane Taylor Promotions, Lee Moriarty, who is going to outschool John Cena in that match and pick up the win.
Big rub for Moriarty there. That's a good one.
Yeah, we let Moriarty get the rub. Now, that's all that I had topped out. But through the course of this year, obviously when Cena loses the Continental Championship, he's going to quit the Super Cena shtick. I'd probably have him drop that belt to Jack Perry. Just for that moment of, wow, he dropped it to Jack Perry.
And Cena could cut promos, and in his promos against Jack Perry, he could say, man, Phil was right. You fucking suck.
Hey, look, you really make me want to have a nice cold Pepsi for some reason. You make me want to take a walk down 90210 and have a Pepsi.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, Cena would be fun with that. We build up Cena. Obviously, we would only have him for a year. So for the first 6 months, we let him be that heel and that arrogant guy. And as we start winding it down, we let Cena go out there and lose consistently. And then we'll say the final month, he manages to win the Dynamite Diamond Ring. So Cena's final match, we could say, would be at Maximum Carnage next year.
Title versus career.
Title versus career, Cena versus MJF. MJF picks up the win. And
him in the nuts.
We end it with Cena stripping down. He leaves the boots. He leaves the cargo shorts. And when he takes off the cargo, he's got the singlet that MJF had gave him as Super Cena. They hug. That's the end of John Cena and AEW. A year of what the hell, but a fun year of Cena getting to put over the future of the business.
That would be awesome, man.
I think so. If you've got a different point of view, feel free to comment it if you stuck around for all that.
Yep.
If you enjoyed anything here, feel free to let us know. And we'll have some breaking news during the GOAT Live. We do have a fun, exciting episode next week for our season finale. Tan, do you want to let them know?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Aaron. You've messed up Jasmine St. Clair so many times that I reached out, and I'm bringing her here next week.